Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing well. We're going to talk today about energy. There's a lot of stuff happening with the power grid. It doesn't look good. It's something that I actually have a little bit of a background in. You've probably seen my Solar Steady sweatshirt, the little VIP sweatshirt that I wear. I've probably worn it about 700 videos. And we're going to talk about that, but we're going to talk about what's going on with the energy grid and how serious it can be. But yeah, all right, without further ado, here we go. Rolling blackouts. We're seeing that in California. We're seeing it in other parts of the country. As a matter of fact, we've seen it in China back in September when China had those big power outages. And it was actually a very interesting story because it just took them by surprise. When they got their power back, China, the government made a declaration or pretty much told all of its companies that work in the country that they wanted them to secure the products at any and all cost to make sure that this does not happen again. The supplies, the raw materials needed to not go through another power outage like that again, because they knew how devastating it could be. Well, we are now in a position, and I'm going to get to how some of these things, my background in solar can help you guys. I've been meaning to put out videos like this. I just haven't had the right time. But Texas is going through power outages. I got my notes with me, just so you know. Texas has been going through power outages right now, and they're blaming the severe heat. And you know, not a lot of people know that there was an attack in San Jose, California. This was about, I'm going off memory now, just came to my mind. It was an attack on a substation, a power substation, right off Highway 101. I want to say it happened in 2010, maybe 2012. I don't remember. It was kept very quiet, very silent. It actually, most of the Bay Area was without power, I want to say for like 3 or 4 days. All these experts came out to research it and study it. And what was interesting, they even had some Navy SEAL sharpshooters come out, because what they had found was that a very specific place in this substation was hit with a bullet. And whoever was shooting at it across the freeway from a very far distance away knew exactly how to take that substation out. The Department of Energy actually released some information on it years and years later. Just blew my mind how long it took. And they said it was actually the largest, they deemed it a terrorist attack on our energy system, energy grid in history. And so the reason why I bring that up is because the energy grid is very, very fragile, right? And people talk about solar flares and all that kind of stuff, and yes, they do happen, right? There's all kinds of stuff that happens. And you could prepare for the worst, but you could also lose your mind doing that sometimes. Also, what I'm going to talk about is very generic, very basic stuff to prepare, right? Because a lot of the stuff I've talked about on this channel, and if you're new to this channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button and a thumbs up. I guarantee you will be part of the greatest community on YouTube. I'm not joking. I do not take this very lightly. This group is amazing. That's why this channel is growing so fast, because of amazing people like yourself. You know, a lot of people are freaking out about inflation, and electricity cost is going to explode. I want people to understand this. They are going to push you into electric vehicles, and then electricity will do like something you won't even believe. Compared to what's going on now, it's absolutely insane. I think I'm in California, and PG&E, I think, has already raised our rates 17%, if I'm not mistaken, since January. 17%. And I'm getting to the whole solar thing, or my background. It's absolutely crazy. And so what a lot of people do is they go out and buy generators and stuff for if everything hits the fan. That's really smart. That's good stuff, right? But we need to be thinking about today. And so, okay, let's just dive into this. I've got a friend in the business. I've actually got a lot of friends in the business in solar. And I think it's very important for people to start to look at this, because I was so into economics and inflation and knowing how the dollar gets destroyed and stuff. And I found this product that at that time Solar City did. They don't do it anymore. Tesla doesn't do this. Matter of fact, very few solar companies do this thing. And I figured out that it was not important to go and buy your system. As a matter of fact, it was probably the worst thing you could ever do is buy a solar system and get the tax credits. I know it sounds crazy, but I used to tell people all the time that it was really important to lease a system. And people would laugh at me. And I said, look, if you lease a system, it costs you no money out of your pocket, right? And what happens is, usually your electricity bills, and guys, if you're in California, I have a specific person for you to contact, a friend of mine in the business that I know well, and he's worked with a lot of my friends and done a great job. If you're outside of California, I've got an email, I'll say it right now, it's Economic Ninja Solar. I'll put it at gmail.com. I'll put it in the description. Please don't put any questions about economics or anything like that. I'm already getting flooded as it is, but if you need this info, I'm going to pass this on to my friend, Stan. I'm totally blanking out right now. See, no editing. And I'll give you his information, okay? So you'll be getting an email directly from him. But my point being is this. People would go out and buy these solar systems, and they would get the tax credits, and they think they were doing something really good. When most people I knew that were getting tax credits were making under $200,000 a year, and I'm like, yeah, your tax bracket. It's like, are you really making a lot? I'll give you an example. People would say, well, why would I ever want to lease a system? That's their system. I said, this is how simple it is. People just don't understand. When you're buying power from whatever power company you're at the whim of them. You have no contract, nothing. They could raise rates on you whenever they want. When this little certain product came out that lets you lease a system, what happened was a solar company, which is actually a power company, right? So instead of you getting your money from wind or from nuclear or from coal or whatever, hydroelectric, right? You get it from solar. And instead of coming in off the street into your house, what happens is imagine this company comes in and goes, okay, I know you work with PG&E or Edison or whatever the name of your company is. We're going to now put a little power plant right on your roof. We're going to own it. Not you, we're going to own it. We'll get the tax credits. And people go, why would I want that? They get the tax credits. And well, this is why you want it. It's very simple. Either you buy the system and get the tax credits, or you lease a system and it breaks. How do you think that's going to work out for you? Well, I'll tell you how it is, because I know someone that actually had an inverter blow up after 2 months and they bought the system. The company goes, oh, well, that's just outside of where we cover it. So you're going to have to hit it up with the manufacturer. Good luck with that. All right. And in the meantime, since your system is not making electricity, you've got to now pay your normal old provider that's got the electricity pumping into off the street. Now, guys, I'm using very generic, very light terms to explain this, okay? I know there's gonna be people out there like, Mr. Ninja, you got it wrong. The KWs come out of this, and I got it, okay? I'm keeping it real level, real easy, okay? Real vanilla. So while you're trying to get your solar system fixed or repaired, or there's something wrong, you now have to pay for electricity, all right? So now let's say you go ahead and you lease a system, right? And let me also break down how a lease works. Very simple. Solar company walks in, they go, hey, how much you paying for electricity? And they say, my average bill over the course of 12 months averages to about $100. They go, okay, no problem. This is how it works in California. They go, all right, no problem. We're going to fix your electricity costs for 25 years, right? And we're gonna sit there and we're gonna go, okay, instead of $100, you're gonna pay less. So we're gonna lock in your bill depending on the price per kilowatt. Let's say now your average bill is going to be $90, right? So right there, you pay nothing. You've now locked in a lower price, and there's a couple different variables, and I could do more videos on this with an accelerator program or a lock-in at 0%. It never changes, or if you want to go a little cheaper at first, then what happens is it only goes up 2.9% every year. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, this year, PG&E raised our rates 17%, and if I had PPA on my current place, I would be paying only like 2.9% increase, right? So what happens is I'm paying zero money out of pocket, and now I've locked in my electricity bill. And there's these plans also that give you zero raise every year. So like if you lock in at a certain, let's say 24 cents a kilowatt hour, or whatever it is, all the areas are different, okay? You can't go by a specific number with me because of how the country prices electricity out differently. But you come in and you lock in your rate, right? And it doesn't change for 25 years. And at the end of the 25 years, these PPAs usually say something like, hey, you have the right to either tell us at the end of 25 years, come take it off the roof, we fix all the holes, there's no leaks, perfect. Or you can buy the equipment at this price, and it's usually, I'm not joking, like nothing. And we guarantee that it's gonna be functioning to a certain percentage of what it was on day one. And so what I found is I said, look, I tell people, why would you buy it and get the tax credits when you could take that money? Let's say it costs you $30,000, $40,000 to put in a solar system. Say, can you take that and go do better? Can you go double that tomorrow, triple it? There's a lot of people out there who say, yes, I can, or pay off a debt. And then there's a lot of cash flow too right there, right? A lot of people don't think about that. I know people that literally are paying payments on cars at like 6 and 7% interest. They're used cars. They're paying like 35, 40,000 bucks for these cars, where they could have just taken that 40 grand instead of buying a power plant. They could have locked in their rate, cost them nothing, and go pay the car off and save 600 bucks a month. It blows me away, you know, some people think, you know, but that's just about looking at your monthly budget and how to maximize what you have. So I think it's an amazing deal. Again, I've been working with Stan for a long time, and I told him the other day, I said, you know what, I'll throw out an email, and if there's anybody in California that needs help with this, I've done a handful of these. I could do more videos about, you know, because people freak out if you got a lease, you got to sell your house. Actually, since I was a licensed real estate agent, I know how to deal with these very simply. So yeah, if you want, I'm going to put an email in the section below. It's economicninjasolar@gmail.com. Again, I'm going to put it in the comment section, and then just email. And you just put like solar or power or electricity in the headline, I'm going to know what it is, and I'm going to forward that off to Stan, and he'll be getting back with you. And yeah, I think it is something, it costs you nothing out of pocket. If you have a house and you want to lock in your rates right now, I think it's an amazing deal. I remember I got a system, my first system was in 2010, I believe it was. And I locked in at, well, now to give you an idea, it sounds crazy in California, I locked in at like 9 cents a kilowatt hour. And now like the cheapest systems I think are going for 21 cents a kilowatt hour. So you can imagine, you know, the little bit I was paying, and I had a little mining operation for crypto, but that's a whole nother story. So anyway, take a look at it. Let me know if you guys got a PPA or a lease, solar lease, in the comment section, how it's working out for you, because I think these are the things right now that we have to be prepared for and not scared. And hey, if you were given the opportunity 20 years ago to lock in your gasoline price, would you have done it for the next 25 years? Yeah, heck yeah. And now you got a contract with your gas provider, as opposed to like what I'm telling you right now with this lease, you have a contract, whereas you don't have a contract with your current power provider. They could just keep raising and raising and raising. All right, guys, I hope you got something out of this. Thank you so much for all the thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys sharing these videos. The Economic Ninja is out.